Well, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Virtual Pool 4 Online. We are here for our second match today, and this match is going to be between Spectredawn from England and Onepocketslim from the USA. Race to 19 on the winner's side, and the winner of this match will play the winner of tomorrow night's match between Bedhead and Stub, Real Poland Power. We're going to have that one live tomorrow as well. So this is the one that's about to go ahead. Spectredawn against Onepocketslim, and well, I think Spectredawn's going to be the favourite for maybe a couple of reasons. He plays pretty much nothing but 9-ball, and he's had an awful lot more table time for 9-ball than what Slim has. Slim had been away from VP4 for a while. Has come back obviously during this tournament, but I don't think 9-ball, in all honesty, holds a great deal of interest for Slim, but he is a good enough player to be able to create an upset. He's got the game to do that. It's just a question of how deep into the match he's going to go and stay with Spectredawn long enough to put pressure on him. That remains to be seen. And good evening to Hazad, and well, I don't know whether you've watched any of that played back, Hazad, but I swear to God, all you need to do is tweak your mouse a bit, because you definitely don't have confidence in your own ability to play those delicate little shots that you need. You had about 4 or 5 that you cocked up, and all because of that. If you spend a wee bit more time working on that sensitivity, I can guarantee you'll be a lot more confident at playing them. Get that right, and I mean, if you think of the racks that you sacrificed because of it, you could have won the match. You had a big lead. But you could have won it if you hadn't given those chances to Mr. Fox. Fair enough, he still had to take them, but that's what cost you the match in the end. Over the distance, that's what cost you. But it was still a good match to watch. All the guys enjoyed it. But there's always a next time. And next time, you may well be in a better position to deal with that. So, we've had one good match today. This promises well. We thought Larry and Cobra's match was going to be a good match. Well, it was good from Cobra's point of view that he won it, and he actually ran a few racks as well, but it was not the best to watch at the end of the day. We thought it was going to be a lot better, but that's what happens. You know, they don't always guarantee it's going to be a classic. This one here could be a good match, or it could die in its feet. But let's hope it goes the way we want it to go, and we see some. We're going to see some good 9-ball anyway. I know that, but these players are too good to come up with rubbish. The room's up. I'm ready to go. I'm going in. Table's fine. Cloth's fine, and it looks like you're the only person here. I don't think anybody else is in. Nobody said hello yet, but we're all set for the main event of the evening. Oh, there's Popman, he's woke up. Now remember what I said, don't let Popman near your PC, and you should be good to go for quite a while. Right, there we go with the lag again. Haven't a clue. Let's see what happens. Good evening to everybody who's joined us. Everybody suddenly appeared. Well, you know, on paper, and the amount of table time that Spectredawn has had, and Spectredawn, out of everybody in this tournament, has put in a lot more practice time than most players. Bill's had his fair bit as well, but Spectredawn still tops that. Every time I look in, he seems to be in a room, a challenge room or something, and he's You know, it's not for the lack of practice. Bear in mind, he's in every Friday night 9-ball. He's won a fair stack of those every week, so he's had lots and lots of table time. The one thing about Spectredawn though is he's not as bad as Stubb, but he does tend to not get the best of shape all the time, and relies on his potting as well. It's now getting to the point in the tournament where it's going to come right down to the players that are in better control of that cue ball. But he certainly can pot a ball, and he's looking for a good start here straight away. Welcome everybody. And we've got Bedhead against Stubb tomorrow night at 8 PM I think it is. Doesn't matter what time it is, I'll be there. I finish my work tomorrow and that's me for a couple of days. BT engineer's coming tomorrow, and providing he doesn't make a complete balls of it, I should have an internet connection, but you never know. I've waited 2 months on the engineers getting this done. It's been cancelled about a dozen times because BT are snowed under with fibre upgrades. Anyway, that's a different story. Spectredawn, I'm going to have to work from distance here. Oh, that's just going to hang up. He's pushed it to the rail too soon, so immediately Slim has got the chance to pinch. But this is not easy, this shot, because it's buried in the pocket. And the soft draw. And now the problem is not potting the 5. The problem is avoiding hitting that 8-ball and trying to squirt around behind it if he can. He looks as if he's playing it with inside left to check it off the rail and come up. Yes, he is, but the pace is, well, it's actually going better for him going that way, but he's going to have to play a good one. Entirely the wrong angle in the 6. He can go all out, or he can leave it at distance, but either way, it's still a chance he never thought he was going to get. But it's a tough ask to get this one done. Yeah. Well, where's it going? No. Well, Spectredawn, I've got no doubt, will play the reverse bank. The cue ball's going to go around the angles, and he's going to end up leaving the high cut on the 8. He's going to end up sort of going, I don't know what the line's like, but it's, when I get my line to work, it's going to be sort of like that. Well, he's missed the bank, and Slim now has got another bite. Well, I thought he'd have went for the cut there. That was the strange thing about it. I don't know why he decided to bank the cut. Would have still ran him around the table. And this time, Slim makes a far better job of it and getting on that 8. Now, does he want to come in behind the 9? No, he doesn't. He can run forward. No problem. And so Slim gets what the doctor ordered. He's got a good start. Okay, it's not been tidy, but the important thing is he's got the first rack on the board, got the break. Five ball in. And how's his luck for a shot? He ain't going to have much. He might be crazy enough to cut this into the middle. I know that Stubb would and Spectredawn would, and Slim may well entice himself into having a go here. Now he might chip the 2 in the process of doing this, but he's got to get to the rail. Well, you see now, if Azad is watching this, I hope you're still watching this, Azad. You see that shot that Slim played there? He had every confidence in the world to chip that one and drop that cue ball pretty much dead weight to the rail. That's what's missing in your game, simply because you haven't spent enough time with the mouse. I guarantee you that when you find the time to do so, you'll get those touch shots far better. and you'll be able to play that shot there with confidence. Oh yeah, I can tell that. But as I say, you just go into a room and tweak the mouse up and down slightly, and if you get the touch up and down, the sensitivity needs to come down as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't need to go up. Doesn't matter what your number is. Tweak it down a bit, and then just, break a pack of 9-ball, break the pack open, and then, try and play like safeties. Look at a shot, visualise the shot you're going to play, whether it's trying locking the cue ball onto a ball or trying to just run it off a rail in behind another ball. And you do that. Well, I'll tell you this straight away. What I'd be doing is dropping it down to 42. I'd drop it down to 42 straight away, take 3 off it, and stick with that for a little while. But you need to practice those shots. You do that, I guarantee it will add to your game, because you have to be able to play those little touch shots. And then if you don't like it in 42, maybe drop it to 40. And don't ever, that's the one thing, don't ever ask anybody else what setting they're on, because you're going to get told a whole lot of numbers. I mean, Cobra's down in 12, I'm in 16, but I'm using I'm actually on my old Logitech G5 mouse tonight, because it's a big chunky beast. But I've got loads of cheap mice. I mean, I'm talking mice at a $5, and they were totally different from each other, even though the DPI is probably the same in all of them. They're all probably 800 DPI, but I just keep my sensitivity settings exactly the same for every mouse, and they're all different when I play with them. So what's good for you ain't good for anybody else, but tweak it down a wee bit. Meanwhile, Slim got a nice angle on this 7. But he's totally lost it there with that one. That was actually not a good shot there by Slim. It wasn't an incredibly difficult pot. But again, what he's thinking more of is where the cue ball's going to have a shot in the 8, and that's what brings the sort of the danger element in playing the shot. Now that's a good shot from Spectredawn, and the pace is good, and the line's not bad. I mean, that's the one. That's the old Logitech G5 that had the weights in the bottom of it. My weights, I've still got all my weights. They're still in their little holder, but I never use them. But anyway, we're 1 rack all. The break from Spectredawn, the 8-ball in the break, 3 balls hanging, shot in the 1, and the tricky one, if there's going to be a tricky one, let's have a quick look. There's plenty of room for the 2, so Spectredawn should be out. Well, this Logitech G5, I mean, compared to what I'm used to, bear in mind I'm used to most of the mice I do use are micro mice or mini mice. They're made for like a laptop with just a short cable, because I've got a USB extension that comes from the back of my PC, so I can just swap them over all the time. But the Logitech feels like a big hefty beast, even though the weights aren't in it, but it's a lot heavier than these dinky little things I tend to use a lot of the time. Oh, this is still in perfectly good working order. It's got the 2 buttons in the top to go up and down, the 3 DPI settings in it. Of course, if you ever use the DPI settings, Popman, because you can still download the software from Logitech that allows you to configure it. It still works. So, meanwhile, Spectredawn with a fairly straightforward combo. And a little chip in the 6. He didn't really want to run into the 9. He'll take that though. He wanted to avoid it, probably take it into the same bottom right corner pocket there, but there's ways of getting it done, and he's got the lead. Another ball in the break, and if this, well, that 6 ball and the 8 ball have locked everything up there, just to push out. 5 ball gone in the break, pushes the 9 in, the 9 comes back up. Now let's have a quick look at that 2-9, not set. Oh well, Slim, don't take Slim's advice for touch shots, because that's a duff. That's a duff one straight out of the book. That was hopeless, that one. Back in the old days, you could use the mouse fart excuse. It doesn't work in VP4 nowadays. But he's made a boo-boo there, and he's given Spectredawn his free go here. You don't want to be gifting racks like that, Slim. But having said that, Spectredawn's gone way below square in this 2 ball, having to play the bank. Doesn't get it, but gets the second prize again, I think. Now Slim will jump that, no problem. But how's he going to have a shot in the 3 other than a very thin cut, or more likely a bank? Where's the cue ball going here? Well, he's okay. Now what does he do? I mean, if he plays the cut, he's going to, the cue ball's going to end up in the top left hand corner, so he's going to have to go for the bank. And that's well played. That is a nice pace for the bank. Now he's going to have to punch this in, I think, and try and come in behind the 6 and avoid hitting the 8 if he can. I mean, unless he's trying to squirt across. Yes, he's trying. That's well played as well. He could have went the other way, but doing it that way means that takes any idea of hitting the 8 ball with that shot. Good evening. Welcome to Mooncake. And welcome to anybody else apart from Stub. There, Stubb's trying the mind games. You don't try mind games with a Swede. And the pace is pretty good on that as well. Might have been better down by the middle pocket, but well, I'd expect Slim to get this without much hassle. And back all square. Now, for any of you guys who weren't here earlier on, in the match between Hazard and Mr. Fox, there was a bathroom break during it, and that allowed me to zoom into the pack, and we had a good look around the pack. It looked a fairly straight pack, but when you actually then got on the top-down view to look at the pack, it took a little minute or two to find it, but we found the gap between the 6 and the 9 ball. There was a noticeable gap. Now, obviously, when we're talking about gaps, we're talking about half a millimetre difference, even less than that, but there was a noticeable gap that differed between the 6 and the 9, between all the other balls around the 9. So that was a slight variation in the rack that allows these balls to be totally unpredictable. Meanwhile, the match is all square. Spectredawn though, looking pretty odds-on favourite to be back in the lead. Little stun across, danger with these shots though, you've got to get them flush. Yeah, you're just letting it run for safety's sake, because if you play the stun and you don't get the line, we know what happens, they hang up. Seven ball, bottom right corner. Cue ball going up table, but so is the one ball, and well, this pot in the one, the line that he could get off it was not good because he had to pot it thin, and unfortunately he's hooked himself behind the 8. A G5 mouse, you're joking, what, 59 quid somebody's selling it? The old Logitech G5? You're joking. 59 quid. Oh no. I mean, the good thing about the G5 is it's got a braided cord. I mean, that's the best thing about it. You know, it's going to last forever. And my cord is, you know, I've got most of it wrapped up and tied up because it's too long to sit right in front of me, but it's still in pristine condition. It was the most expensive mouse I ever bought at the time. I think I paid 60 quid for it when I bought it, or thereabouts. It wasn't far off that, and they're still asking for that now, and it's at least about 10 years old. So it is. It's got to be more than that, because I've had it when it was brand new on the market. Well, that's a good safety, and that's the one thing that's that Slim has to his advantage as well, because having played a lot of one pocket, you know, the safety is of utmost importance in one pocket, and you have to have a devious mind to dig out safety shots, and Slim's pretty good at that, but Spectredawn's not making a bad effort at it either when you look at where he's dumped Slim here. Yeah, I did as well. Aye, that's how old it is. In fact, I also played VP3 with my Microsoft 3000 notebook mouse that I've still got. I mean, that's crazy, somebody trying to flog it for the same bloody price it was when it was brand new. I mean, you're lucky you get a fiver for it. Oh, cue ball. Well, Spectredawn has made the mistake. Obviously, he was trying to get a run around the table to get near the 4, and the fact that he hasn't has only given Slim. Now, can Slim pot this 4? No, he can't, so he's just trying to... I don't even think he can push it away because the 6 is in the way. He's just going to maybe try the brush. He could try... he could skim the 4 and brush the 5 and knock it in. But again, well, I was talking about Slim's touch. He's got the sledgehammer touch as well. I pretty much jinxed Slim for all his soft touch shots because that was poor. Well, Slim's got to be kicking himself there. I mean, he had a couple of options. He could have played the shot that he did play, but played it right. He could have been really nutty and tried to clip off the 4 and knock the 5 in, and still rely on having a shot in the 4 to try and win the rack. But in the end, what he ended up doing was just a very poor soft touch shot, and it's cost him. And what's more, it's now cost him a 2 rack deficit. He's trailing by 4-2. Self-inflicted damage is the one you don't want. You definitely don't watch that. I don't want that. Right, see you later, Mark. That's not a bad shot. Okay, it's not a snooker, but it's the distance that counts. Well, Spectredawn, I don't know what he had in mind there. He was maybe trying to just nudge it past the 6 and use the 9 and the 6 as a cover, but he hasn't got there. And this is fairly tight. Again, Slim's played that shot well, but he's going to have to go all out for the run out here. A tough 3 ball. Selby's in a very threatening mood at the moment. He's not somebody you want to bump into in this tournament because I think he'll grind you into the table. He's in that frame of mind. I mean, it's going to be a good, good quarter-finals, good semi-finals. It's going to be a cracking end to the tourney. There's lots of these guys. I mean, Sean Murphy's playing well at the moment. He may well blow a gasket as he has done in years gone by. You can have all the Tesco Vindaloos you want. I'd never touch one again. My experience. Not I'm talking about a proper Vindaloo, not a Tesco one that I had, and that was my first and last ever attempt at one of them. 10-7 to who the hell's playing? Murphy's playing Yan Bingtao. Yan Bingtao is my tip for a surprise winner of the tournament. And Selby's up 10-7 now. Well, I mean, that's Alan's still in with a shout. He ain't over till it's over, and he's still got 3 frames to get. Meanwhile, Slim trying his heart out here to get this rack done, and that's another good shot. Well controlled, perfect in the 9. I think Murphy looked very much to me that he was going to win the first frame. They mentioned in the commentary before I came to do the stream that in each of the sessions Murphy's won the first 2 frames in each session when he's played Yan Bingtao, and it didn't look that Yan was going to win the first one tonight when I left it. So here we go in rack number, what rack are we in now? Rack number 8. Slim comes up dry. Oh, now. If only there was a kick up and down the table to hit that 1 ball. Would you believe that there might be? Even if you just kicked it there like that. Something like that. That'd be very ambitious. So here we go with the tip tap. And the yawning started as the old brain goes into shutdown mode again. Well, yeah, he did. He won a few frames to stay in it. He was He was 8-2 down, I think, at one point against Murphy. And he got himself back into it a bit to give himself a chance in the final session. But as I say, I don't know what the score is now. But I said before the tournament started that he's a player to keep your eye on. If he finds a wee bit of form, he could still dig himself out a hole. Well, I'm not quite sure what Slim had in mind there, unless he tried to play some sort of combination shot, but whatever he did do, it hasn't worked out. He's left Spectredawn. Again, a dodgy one ball to start with. Dodgy from the point of view you've got to get it good on this too, and again he's gone behind it, he's gone way low on it. But he can put Slim in a lot of trouble with his next shot if he wants to. So, if there's any viewers that are looking in, this is a winner's side match in the Virtual Pool 4 Virtual 9-Ball World Championships. Race to 19 racks. Winner breaks, jump cues are on, golden breaks are on. And Slim's in trouble. Well, that's very close, but not getting the hit. Give Spectredawn again the reward for the good safety. He's got ball in hand. He's got to be right out into the table on this left side so he can at least see it, and he's got that. That 7 ball was just making it a bit more awkward where it was sitting right in the middle of the table. Big wide gap between 7 and 8 to get on the 4. But you have to get good on this 4, and the 7 ball's actually sort of almost in the way, but the fact that he's left it even further away means he's plenty of room now just to drop it through and get this 5 up the rail. We can see it's off the rail by a good few millimetres. Again, the hindrance in this is the fact that the 8 ball's in the vicinity. See, he's now left that short on the inside, and he has more work to do to just keep an eye on this cue ball. And that's a better line and better pace. No, well, there was a rumour that I heard via a third party, but nothing has been confirmed. That's the thing, and you know, there's nobody. I don't think there was anybody had ever any. Well, there's a disaster there. I don't think there was anybody had ever had any contact with him either, you know, as a Facebook friend or anything like that, to find out anything concrete and 100% confirmed. And it still hasn't been, and it probably never will be. But he's been gone a while now. But Slim got a lucky break there with Spectredawn scratching. No, that's the type of thing. I mean, you know, obviously online, there's some people play online in games and don't divulge any information to anybody, through fear of all sorts of things happening, and you know, so there's quite a few people like that. In fact, most people are like that, where they don't have any contacts online either. You know, they're not into social media, and players like that will come and go, and you'll never know. Yeah, that's what I pretty much thought. Well, Dizzle, Franco, Glenn, I thought they were one and the same person. Well, that's a bit of a fatal error there by Spectredawn, not getting to the rail. And well, this is the way it has to go. It's keeping Slim in touch. If Slim can take advantage, get a break going for himself, he could build up a lead. 7 ball though is always going to be the trouble. That is really awkward, right in there behind the 9. I mean, the other problem is the 8 ball, because if you did something crazy and get down to the bottom of the table here, you can't pot the 7 past the 8. And in the end, Slim tried to do some sort of miracle shot to get there. But the other problem now is, it's Inspector Dawn's court. It's up to him to try and deal with it. And well, Spectredawn had the right idea, and well, he's got to try and play the lock up here. Surely that's the shot he's got to risk taking, is locking up on the 9. Now, is he seriously looking at the cut past the 8? Yes, he is. Is he going to get away with it? No, he's not. So that's cost him big time. I think he felt it was probably worthwhile actually making an effort to go for the cut than it was to try and play a bit of a tricky safety. And you know, you can't fault him for doing that, but it was you know, it's either going to go or it's not going to go with a shot like that. You're either going to pick it straight away or you ain't going to get it there. And it's given Slim the chance to get into the lead. Oh well, in fact, I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping either of these players do make a match out of it, because that way, when this one's done, I can go and have a coffee break and watch some of it before I go to bed. Meanwhile, 2 ball in the break, absolutely no shot for Slim. But I'll tell you, the problem here is, the vicinity of that 9 ball to the middle pocket. And as to where he's going to push, if he pushes to that side, all sorts of crazy things can happen, because if you're pushing to that side there, like that, you could easily have a go at the billiard off the 1 onto the 9. So you need to be careful of that outcome. And he's doing the right thing there. That is a clever shot from the point of view that he's moved the 9. What's not clever about it is he's left an easy starter for Spectredawn. So that was the right idea, but the wrong outcome. Yeah, Cerro hasn't been around for a while either. Baker Maker, he's been on. He's been on in the morning, I think, once or twice when I've got up on my days off. Acero has missed this tournament. Vince says wasn't going to sign up to this tournament either, and basically hasn't really been around playing much at all. They've all disappeared for a while. And Spectredawn from that easy starter, looking to complete the job, get the match all square again. He might be a bit straight in this, easy to pinch the angle and push it around. No, none of them are Shooters Pool Pro because none of them are bad enough to be like Shooters Pool Pro. And a ball on the break, whatever one it was. The 5 balls gone. Now again, is Spectredawn going to try a far-fetched cut in this one, or is he going to try and chip it to safety? Yeah, he's been online though, I think. Or maybe am I mixing him up with a Rotor Monkey? Maybe I'm mixing him up with a Rotor Monkey. Maybe that's who I'm mixing him up with. Meanwhile, the one ball has gone in. And he's in good shape now if he can get good. And he's got the angle that he can get up to that 4. He doesn't want to end up behind the 9. And he's well away from that. Yeah, I think Rotor Monkey's, he's been in playing Cowboy with us in the mornings. And I think that's who I get mixed up with. Oh, there he is. Speak of the devil. Good evening, good afternoon. We've got Spectredawn looking to regain the lead here. But nobody's getting away in this match. But something's going to give at some point. Spectredawn has that opportunity to try and build up the lead, but he can't do that if he's not getting a ball in the break again. 6-5 at the moment. Now Slim is going to chip this one in behind the 6 and get distance, and if he plays it gentle enough, he'll tuck it away and the cue ball will be up the table. Or is he playing the combo? Well, he's certainly got the distance. How's this cue ball bouncing? Well, I don't think there's any way Spectredawn can get out of there without clattering into the 7. Well, if Slim tries to drop the 1 into the middle, he's going to brush onto the 7. He's trying to hold it dead weight, but he's sacrificed the pot because of it. He's trying to stay behind that 7, and he's given an easy starter once again here for Spectredawn. And those little errors they become magnified as the match goes on, when you think about how many racks you've sacrificed because of those little errors, and you're thinking, you know, I'm trailing by 2, but I made those 2 mistakes and they cost me both the racks because of it. You know, it's looking pretty likely it's going to be a 2 rack deficit now for Slim. And once you get in that deficit, then that adds to the pressure whenever you've got your chance. He's gone into the bedhead territory almost there. This is another little testy one. No problem, right into the heart of the pocket. And so it is a 7-5 lead for Spectredawn. And a straight rack. A 6 ball that thought about it, didn't go, and it's dry again. But this time, Slim has got a shot in the 1. He's got a nice angle to get right over to the right side. The problem though, and the big problem is, if he doesn't get good on the 2, and it's not easy to get good on the 2 from this line, and he's going to scratch, I think. Yeah, he was trying to actually get just to about the top side of that middle pocket there, because that would have given him a better angle to get up for the 3, and he scratched because of it. And now, once again, it's still an unforced error though. It still goes on to an unforced error. And it's an easy ball in hand for Spectredawn. Yeah, I wish I would play more as well, but I'm too tired. I mean, I shouldn't be streaming either. I'm too tired. I should be in my bed. Well, he's now just got to nurse this 3 ball just so that it gets to the 6. And that was played perfect. Nice little angle, even if he chips into the 5. Mind you, it might be thinner than that now that I look at it. No, he's managed to get around it. That'll do. And as I mentioned earlier, these little errors, these little mistakes, the unforced scratch there, the safety that went wrong, these start adding up big time, because now it's adding up to a 3 rack deficit. And that then just ramps up the pressure on Slim to then stick his neck out too far on something and cost him even more damage. So you don't want to get into that nasty spiral. That's what can happen. Well, let's see if your opinion changes when you get to 57 years old, or nearly 57, Semi, and you're still getting up at 4:30 in the morning, and then you come home and you're knackered. You wake up knackered, you come home knackered, and you're sat in front of the PC knackered, and you can't concentrate on what you're doing. Let me know how you feel then. I mean, if you're up at 4:30 in the morning, you should be really thinking about going to bed at this time. This is the sort of time you should be going to bed. Yeah, that is a good point, Hazard. Just as well you mentioned that. Yeah, I did. I did my tactical genius work in the VP4. Well, that's actually not a bad safety, I don't think, because I don't know whether Slim can. I don't think Slim can do anything with this without scratching. He's going to have to just bump it and come back off it, and hope he gets lucky. And he'll do well to get lucky here, because the one ball can only end up going over this area, and it'll be wide open. Well, he's gone forward, but still the same result. Well, the only thing that possibly could save Slim this rack is that 3 ball, because if you're going to be potting it, you're going to have to be some master magician to get good on it, because I'm looking to see where it's going to go. I mean, obviously it goes there, and he's trying to get there, and that is a cracking shot. That's a shot of the night. Rest in the 9, plumb on the 3 ball, and deserves to win the rack with that shot there. Cracking shot. And he's now gone way inside the 6. Didn't want to be there. But never a doubt. And this is now getting to dangerous territory here for Slim. He's fallen out the match here these last few racks. I was in a challenge. I mean, I don't play. I went in a challenge room the other day there. Who did I end up in the challenge room with for a little while? It was it Spectredawn, and I can't remember who was in it, but I held my own for 2 or 3 racks. Managed to pinch some points off them. Can't remember. I think Bill was there. Was Spectredawn there? I don't know whether Cobra was in as well. I was only in for like 15 minutes. But the bad news is that Spectredawn is constructing a lead here slowly but surely, and Slim is going to have to try and salvage something here pretty sharpish, or Spectredawn's just going to sail away into the distance. And he's going to have to do that by starting to get a good kick here and a bit of luck. Well, I think the one ball is certainly going to be saved as far as that goes, but Spectredawn's going to try and nail him. And that's got him in trouble again. Not a difficult kick, easy to kick it, but you just don't know what the outcome is going to be. Yeah, I think I accidentally came into the room as a player instead of a spectator. I think that's how I really ended up in the room. I think I came in as a spectator instead of sorry, the other way around. I came in as a player instead of a spectator. So I found myself in the bloody queue to play. Well, again, there's still going to be a problem for whoever. Bearing in mind the problem that Spectredawn had in the last rack, but he got himself on was it the 3 ball in the last rack as well? Can't remember. Whatever ball it was tucked away, and he managed to find a way to get there. And he might have first go at it again, because he's got ball in hand from the missed kick by Slim. And the angle he's got in the 2 is perfect for a little nudge here. Now, does he want to try and nudge onto the 9, or does he want to try and go to the rail? Because he's got the option he could nudge into the 9, and that is perfect. That is just like a snooker player would play it. You know, nudging a ball in the pack of rids to leave him on the next rid. And that has worked out very nice. I don't think he's going to really get there in this 4 though. Now that's a proper bedhead cut. And if he gets the line held nicely off this 4, he'll have a good sight in the 5 into the same pocket. Oh, and he's going to run topside for it into the middle. That'll do. Again, you had to hit it with the pace to make sure the ball got to the pocket in the first place, but the 5 ball's wide open, so you're going to be really unlucky not to have a shot in either pocket. But it is Spectredawn's strength is coming through, in that he fancies his chances at potting balls from pretty much most places in the table if he can see them and he can see the pocket it's going to go into. And he's now beginning to stretch away. And this is now at the stage where even already with Spectredawn getting to double figures, Slim can't do nothing without Spectredawn's help. He needs help in various ways. The dry break for a start, and Slim needs a shot. Slim also needs to back it up by running the table, and then he needs his own break to work. And that's not exactly the perfect sequence that's ever going to happen, but it does happen, and he needs that to happen pretty soon. So now 10 for, I think Spectredawn's taking a break now. That's a good idea. Give me a chance to have a look at this pack and see if we can find anything before he smacks it to pieces. I see that looks fairly even. The gap is maybe slightly bigger between the 1 and the 6 than it is in the 2 at the head of the pack there. The 2's not touching the 5. The 6 is touching the 9. So you can see the gaps that are there. The 6 is definitely touching the 9. It's not touching the 8. It's not touching the 7. And the 3 is touching, well, no it isn't. There's a little gap between the 3 and the 4 as well. So this is where there's a... What was the one I was looking at again? I've forgotten again. It was the 6. Yeah, the 6 and the 9 are what makes the difference up in that rack. And that 3 ball in the break, and look at this. This is, well, if you're Slim and you're wanting a break, this is your worst nightmare, because Spectredawn gets a 3 ball in the break sitting very nicely indeed in the 1. Everything wide open. And this rack is gone already. He's not going to make that mistake. Well, it just really need to be a disaster like that. Commentator's curse has done it again. The big draw, I don't know why he needed to do it so big, and he's given a gift to Onepocketslim. Now, is this the break that Slim is going to take advantage of? He's got to run this rack and get a ball and a shot. And stranger things have happened in the game of pool when you're trailing and suddenly the balls don't forgive you. Now, he did not need to draw across the table twice. He took a liberty there. and he might regret it, and the balls might start to run against him now, because that's what can happen. But it's all down to the luck now for Slim, getting this rack done and getting some joy in the break. Well, shouldn't be any problem with this. It's a straight roll in. So that's the first part of the equation done. The next part's the more tricky part. Getting a ball. And then the third part is getting a shot. And they all have to fall into sequence. And it looks as if he's going to fail straight away. No joy. But he could also find himself in trouble here. Well, it should have been a bit tougher than that. It's not difficult to kick the one. Now, if Slim gets this right, he can push the one through the gap between the 4 and the 6. Well, he's hit it hard. I don't know whether that was the right idea, but I thought it would maybe been better to push it through. Just try and get it to the rail and maybe get cover behind one of those two balls. But anyway, the end result's not that bad. Although it's difficult to say that Spectredawn's not going to have a go at this cut. Oh, Bing Tao's out. Well, there goes my underdog tip for the tournament. Well, what's happened here? Look at that. That 8 ball nearly kicked to one in. And Slim can get to it. Well, can he get some sort of shot in this 2 ball? This is a straight draw. He maybe want to draw this with a bit of bottom and right. Might be the order of the day, because if he does that and he punches it that way, is he going for the gap? He's got the gap. He can only obviously go forward far enough to leave this 3 ball past a tight 6. Let's have a look at that. Now this has got to be hit nice, because suddenly again the 6 ball has doubled in size and can reach out and grab that 3. And he's played it well. And there's still a problem in the table. There's not a problem if you can get good to come down this right hand side, because the 7 passes a 9 with plenty of room. And then the other problem is potting the 8 and getting good down for the 9. So there's 2 issues to be dealt with here. Oh dear, Slim, he's pushed the boat out with the inside English again to get good on the 7. And he's paid the ultimate price with missing the pot. Got perfect on the 7. But that spin on the cue ball has done him. But what Spectredawn tried here, I don't know, but he's got a very good guide for the bank here with this 9 ball. Well, Selby's running away in the end as well. Well, these matches will be all over by 9 o'clock. I'll not see anything. Good bank. And Slim, he'll be kicking himself. I mean, it was a great shot to get position, but he's just not getting that little bit of run of the ball when he needs it. And so Spectredawn edges away. Oh dear, the commentator's curse has done it again for Slim. Slim's got a gift. An unexpected gift there from Spectredawn. Now he's got to take advantage of it. He needs something to happen now. He's back to within 3 when it should have been 5. This is where it needs to happen. And balls are running. Oh, something's dropped. And he's got a thin cut in the 1. And the 2's in the open. He doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball other than make sure he doesn't miss the 1. And then the problem will be potting the 5, the 4, and finding a way onto the 5. I mean, this isn't easy. I think he's got to maybe take a risk and a breakout here. We'll see how it pans out, but it's going to be determined if he gets on this 4. If he gets in this 4 like that, he might be able to do something. If he gets on, I think he's too straight. He's too straight on this 4. He might try stunning across. Yeah, he's trying his damnedest to get there, but it's never really on. And now, can he still just nudge the 9 and stay behind it and push that 5 to the top rail? Is he going to have the nerve to try it? Or is he picking a bank out? He's gone for the bank. He's got the double. And he's on the 6. Good recovery. It's so important for Slim's chances, having been given 2 goes to get this done. And he's still waiting on his break working for him. He's still waiting on something happening that could possibly get him back into this match big time. And he's got the assistance. He's been given the assistance by Spectredawn, and like I say, when you're trailing by 4 or 5, there's nothing you can do without the assistance of your opponent in helping giving you a rack one way or another and giving you that chance to get control of the table. So once again, looking for a shot here, but definitely this time he's getting nothing. And once again, the 1 is on, and this is where it works against you. You do all that, the break, and you've left Spectredawn a shot in the 1, shot in the 2, and he can get a breakout in the 3. He needs to get lucky though. No idea where things are going to end up here. Is he trying to draw across? No, he's trying the little nudge, and the little nudge has worked out perfect. Nice little billiard. And these are the painful ones. He's ended up getting back to within 2, and there's nothing more painful to watch than you break off, you come up dry, your opponent walks in to an opening ball, and what would seem to be a fairly standard run out. 9 ball. Well, again, it's one of these shots where you don't want to be at an awkward angle, but it's well off the rail, so it really shouldn't be a problem at the end of the day, considering he's going to be fairly straight in this 8 ball and just drop it in. And it will be 11-8. And Slim's going to have to work hard all over again. Oh, that 7 ball's tracking, but it's nudged the cue ball. So Spectredawn gets no joy. And can Slim see this 1? Well, he can, but he's going to be playing a horrible shot. where he's queuing over this 7. Now is he looking to find that gap up that direction and come back across? Yes, he is. The pace looks good. The end result looks good. Excellent. That is straight out of the 9ball.com Tactical Genius Safety Shot manual. That is excellent. But Spectredawn has the gap, so out of the jump stick. Oh, double kiss. And the double kiss has done Spectredawn a favour. What about that for a safety? That is definitely not in the manual. The nice little kiss. And he's got Slim in trouble. I think that's when you know you're not going to get a lucky break. Oh, 6 balls looking at the pocket, but it ain't going in. And I think the guide is there with the 8 to skim the 1. Combo it onto the 7. And the 1 will be there or thereabouts. Well, it could well be a 5 onto the 6 combo if Spectredawn ends up being on the top side, and he's pretty much likely to be so because of the 4 being there. You know, having the 4 adjacent to the 5 allows you to just run it down onto the 6. That's a distinct possibility. Although, where Spectredawn has ended up here, he's ended up with a toughie here. This 5 ball. Yeah. And he's got the break in the 5 and the 9 for Slim. But once again, the stroke of luck is in favour of Spectredawn. Slim's got no shot and everything's wide open. And he's going to have to hope that somebody looks down on him and gives a wee bit of a running bit of luck here with this hit. Because if he doesn't get it safe and he leaves it on, then oh well, there you go. There's a kick in the teeth if ever there was one there. Right, see you later, Semi. And well, Slim hasn't really had much running for him, and especially with Spectredawn getting the lucky bit of running there. Slim's just got to watch another one seep away. Well, would you believe it? Would you believe it? I mean, what we're watching here, we watched another miss in the corner pocket, and it's got straight across the top rail into the opposite pocket. And well, Slim's had his fair share of luck so far, and Slim is getting none of it. He's not getting much. He can't get a lot of joy in a break when he's had a break. And he'd worked his way back to within a couple, and now it's all dwindling away no sooner than he got back. So it's going to be 4 now. And all that Slim needs now is to sit and watch Spectredawn's break starting to work for him. Couple of balls in the break. Thin cut in the 1. He's running into the 7. Which may well hold him for some sort of shot in the 2. Well, he's missed the 1. It wasn't easy. He can be forgiven for that. I don't think Slim will be refusing the opportunity. It'll be the reverse bank. But likewise, with the cue ball running away, it's running away into that awkward territory. He's got to go straight out for the cut. Well, he's tried to get clever there and drop in behind a 7. The only thing that's came to his rescue is the 9 ball, which of course Spectredawn's having a good look to see where he wants to try and run this 2 ball, and he played it well. The pace was good, and that was all set up for a nice little combo in the 9 for a 13-8 lead. The lead has jumped to 5, and a ball in the break. The 2 ball has gone. And this time, the only thing that's saving another combo in the 9 is that 7 ball. And the push out's been played. Well, this match has been going for an hour and 14 minutes. Not a bad safety. Not difficult to hit, but difficult to get the 1 ball and the cue ball far apart, because that 3 ball's a blocker to stop the 1. And the 1's going to come back into the table, as is the cue ball. And Slim's got an easy starter, but he's going to be scuppered unless that 6 and 8 can be not 6 and 8. In fact, I thought it was 8. It's actually 4. Right. Well, that blows that idea. He's got to play the draw, and again, hope he gets a shot left on the 4 when he plays the breakout, and that'll do nicely. And he's got a nice angle. The only problem with this though is I think he'd probably be better playing the stun up past the 6 on the left hand side if he can. He's trying to get past it. Just got there and no more. Now the only way this is going to end up going crazy is he ends up hooking himself behind the 7. Because he just needs to use the natural angle he's got, pot the 5, cue ball's only going to go in one direction, and he really wants to get top side of this 6 ball, and that will do. And I think he can still just nudge this in dead weight, and he'll at least have a cut in the 7. He's trying to come back off it just to make sure he holds as good a line as he can. He's on the wrong side, but he shouldn't really have a problem in having a half decent shot in the 8. But of course now, you know, it looks a big gap, and the gap is 5, but Slim needs a nice kiss here. And that is not a great end result. He's got to watch that middle pocket, that he doesn't go flush to it soon, and it will kick out. And it's just managed to hold the line. Yeah, it will look a lot better for Slim if he can get to 10. If he can get to double figures as well. He needs a ball and a shot, and he's still not getting anything. There is absolutely no joy for Slim on the break. Now, what can Spectredawn see here? Well, the 1 isn't going past the 7. That is for sure. It's not going past the 7. He's playing the push out. Now, Slim should have, Spectredawn should have Slim in trouble here. Keep the one ball there or thereabouts and just go behind those three balls. That was an easy safety. Oh, Slim didn't get the feather of English on it there. And once again though, the table is pretty good. Let's have a look up the top end here. Well, the 8 passes a 9. There's no problem. Well, again, you know, the excuse I'm making for Slim is that he certainly has not had anywhere near the table time. Nor do I think he's got the inclination to have the table time either. Probably a bit like me in that sense, where you know, he's got other things to do and cannot spend the same amount of time as certainly Spectredawn puts in VP4. So it will tell in the end. Because on his day, you know, Slim's as good as most of the players in VP4. Knows how to pot a ball, knows how to move the cue ball. You know, he's got all of that in place, but that familiarity with the table isn't quite the same when you don't have that table time. And we know the 8 goes past the 9, no problem. So, Spectredawn opens that gap again to 5. And this time 3, the 5, and for once there's no shot in the 1. And the other thing is he's stuck to the rail, so I don't think he can really try and punch this around the table and hold it unless he jacks right up. And he's got a double kiss there that's ruined any plans that he had. But once again, he's got away with it. Now Slim can nudge this through. He needs to watch the pace though, because the pace he needs to get the cue ball to the 6. This one ball's going to come around the angle, and he's played it well. That is very well played, and that's as tight as you can probably get them almost. Which then it then means that it forces Spectredawn into going at least 2 rails to get near this. Well, he's trying to go 1. I don't know whether that line was ever on to do that, but anyway, Slim has been given his opportunity. He's worked for to get to those double figures if he can. Well, he's immediately hampered himself with a 7, and he's got to stun this in and come across the left side here for the 4. Tricky shot. Well, he's played the draw off it to be safe, but he's also now got to make sure that he misses the 8 ball. And this is a difficult shot. What you'd really want to do is stun it, but check the cue ball so it comes this direction, rather than going into this rail too soon. Because that will give you, well, he's trying to take all of that out of the equation, and now he's ended up with a shot in the 6, but not an easy one. The shot I was talking about would have been really difficult to execute, and so rather than go through that rigmarole, he's tried to take everything out of the equation there, and he's at least given himself a shot, which is what matters. Now he needs to run. It needs to keep running so that it flattens out the line for this 7 ball. And now it's all about the pace. Get down onto the bottom rail. Whether he goes forward or comes back doesn't matter. It's all about getting there and getting half decent to play a shot, and that'll be fine. So Slim, Onepocketslim, is going to be in double figures with the break. Well, now is the right time for things to happen. And Slim, let's be honest, he's been patient enough all the way through without getting anything. Absolutely zilch he's been getting in the break. And he needs somebody to throw him a bone, as they say in the States. Again, a good enough break, and a ball has gone in. And again, he can't get that luck. He's got half a shot in the 1. The 2's locked up. So he's not got a run out here, by no means. And he's looking to hide the cue ball. And that little kiss in the 2 has not done him any favours. Although the 1 is perfectly safe at the moment. And the other thing as well is that 2 and 7 are not strictly a combo. The 7's going too much towards the jaw. And that would need to be worked on, but there's not an awful room to work. I say that again, there's not an awful lot of room to work on it. Well, if you're in Slim's corner, you're just hoping that he can somehow pinch this rack to get. The more control he can get on getting breaks, well, that will do it. That will do every day of the week. The combo on the 9 and the bonus gives him control. But can he get a break? And he has done. Has he got a shot? That 6 ball needs to get out of the way. Yes, he has. Has he got a 3-9 combo? Yes, he has. Does he want to play it? Of course he will, as long as he can get the 2 and get a good line in the 3. And oh dear, goodness me, he does not want to watch the rerun of that shot, because he's completely forgot about potting the ball. And look at the area of the table he had to get on that to. That is, he should be shamefaced at that. That was a golden opportunity, if ever there's going to be one, to get out. Okay, he's partially got cover, but the gap is going to take Spectredawn through there to chip that in. But that was unforgivable, that. Yeah, well, he was trying to be, he was trying to take liberties. But when you think about it, he had all the room in the world to get on that 2 ball. That 2 ball wasn't difficult. He didn't have to do anything elaborate. He just had to get the cue ball into the table. And, you can make every excuse you want for him. There's no way he should have ever been missing it. And now, he may well get out of jail here. But then again, even in that shot, Spectredawn has created a problem for Slim, although it's a dead set 2-6 combo. But can he get it done this time now that he's been given that chance? No, he can't. He's going to have to kick it. And he doesn't know where the 2 is going to end up. It should end up going down here, in which case if it does, he's blocked with the 7. Yeah. Well, he was never going to have a shot. Now he needs a bit of luck. He needs to punch this 2 or just push it to the rail. But above all, keep it covered. Well, now this is a crucial rack in the whole context of the match. Bear in mind what we've just watched. This could have a big bearing on the outcome of this match. Well, what does Slim do here? That has put the cat amongst the pigeons. Is he going to try and kick the 2 up and down and push it onto the 7? He certainly is. That's a good shot. Needs a break. Well, it's all out for the pot, I think. The 3-9 is nowhere near set. Good shot. But again, this 3-9 just got to push it to the rail. I don't think he's got many other choices to do here. Push it towards the 8 ball, try and drop behind the 9. But if he gets that wrong, he could leave the 3 up the table. That is a very dicey shot to be messing with. I think at best he's got to leave this cue ball square with the 3 so there isn't a shot on. Well, he went all out for the billiard, and that might be a fatal move. There was nothing easy there, but he went all in, and it's going to cost him. And that may well decide the course of the match now. There was just a glimmer that Slim could get back within touching distance, but that is vaporised in front of his eyes. Yeah, it was way too risky. I would have still chickened out and just pushed to the rail and left it square on the 3, as square as I could, just so that there was nothing really inviting on. And well, again, the break working big time there for Spectredawn. The 1, the 4, the 8, and a punch around the table and a lock-up looks like the order of the day here for Spectredawn, because that's going to have Slim in all sorts of trouble. Doesn't look as if he's playing it though. What about that 6 and 7? Well, that 6 is not easy to get to. If you're here, you could probably squeeze it in. Oh. Well, that cue ball just died there. Yeah, I think Slim was trying to convince himself he could create something with that 9-ball billiard. You know, sometimes in these situations you do get desperate and you do take a risk that you're probably in the back of your mind saying, well, this is not on, but if you don't see anything else easier, you tend to sometimes have a go at them. And more often than not, it was never the shot in the first place. Well, Slim's having a look at this 6 ball. You know, I need a lot of convincing that you can see enough of it to do anything with it and squeeze it in at that right side. Well, that's as good as you're ever going to be, and he can nail it from there. That is perfect. Excellent. Well, it's still a fair way back here for Slim. But there's been nobody running, you know, racks and barrel loads. I've watched all these matches, during this tournament, and I've seen a lot of racks, but in terms of getting consistent breaks and balls and shots, it ain't been happening. This time Slim's got a ball, but he ain't got a shot, or he's got nothing that's anywhere near easy, and really has got to look for cover, try to drop behind the two, keep it tight, and that is excellent. That has got Spectre nailed, and that's how you keep it tight, like that. And so Slim, well, is he going to risk a 1-9 combo at that distance? The balls are all open and he shouldn't be. He should be running a table. He should get that out of his mind straight away. And he's down to just have a look and make sure everything goes. There's nothing that's going to catch him out, but he's looking at the 1-9. Well, he had me thinking that he was going to run out. He doesn't fancy the run out. He wants to do it the quick way. And he may well, he might get lucky here. He might get lucky here. No, he isn't. He could pay the price now. I think he should have ran that every day of the week, because the table was not difficult. Not for a player of his standard, it wasn't. And, well, he's about to find out. Well, I don't know why he didn't go for the run out. They're all there, you know. When they're all there, you know, and you know what you're doing, you fancy your chances. You're going to move that cue ball in the right direction for the most part, and you're going to clear up. And that was a wrong choice of shot. I mean, I only mentioned the 1-9 as a second thought there, but you know, it's a long distance to get that ball on line, and I thought he would have immediately dismissed that. But the ultimate punishment is what's happening now. You know, he's got himself back to within 3, and he's given it away by doing that. He's literally given it away. So Spectredawn will gladly accept this rack as a gift run out. He should never have been there. But you live and die by your shot choices, and that one from Slim was not a sensible one. It was not the obvious one. Not when you're a player of his standard. You run tables like that. So it's now 16 racks to 12. The dry break from Spectredawn, and he needs to miss this kick and lock. And I was thinking that was going to jump off the rail there and block the cue ball. But the 3 ball is difficult. Regardless, he may well leave the bank on that. Well, again, he's trying to force the issue. He's flipped to 2 this time, and for once, Slim gets a bit of luck. Well, it's about time. Can he make sure he can see the 4? He should be able to, in that gap between the 8 and the 5. And this 6 ball is nasty looking where it's sitting. It's off the rail a good bit. Well, the obvious shot is around the angles and the 5 ball into the left middle. Again, he's not played that with a great deal of confidence, because with that shot, he should have been there, or out like that for that 5 into the middle, rather than doing this. He's the wrong side of the 5 as well, which is the other big problem, because look where the 6 is. And again, that time he's dug himself out a hole. That was an excellent recovery, but he's going to need some other sort of shot here, because there's nothing happening with that 7. Now, if he punches this in and gets a cue ball into the table, if he'd gone far enough that way, he might have been able to try a billiard to billiard the 9 in, but he hasn't gone far enough. Now I don't know what he'll do, in all honesty. He's trying to just spin in behind the 9. How's the pace? Excellent. You've got to be confident enough to play those shots, and he's played it well. Well, this could be, again, significant in Onepocketslim's chances in surviving in this winner's side, because there's still a glimmer if he can come out of this rack. Well, Spectredawn's got the jump, and I'll tell you what, he'll settle for that as a result. Okay, there's a reverse bank on that Slim can't refuse, but at least it forces him into playing a shot to stay at the table. It's a good outcome for Spectredawn. Is that going to have the legs? I think it is. Just got the legs, and what a kiss on the 8 ball. But he's close to the rail. He's going to have to go forward. He's got a nice little angle, plenty of pace. He's going to need to get this cue ball moving. He can't hang around. Oh, he needs a lot more than that, though. He needs a lot more than that. He needed a lot more to come down and around and out. But he's got a cut in the bedhead zone, as we all know. And these are more than missable at this stage, especially when you know you've got to get it. It's a no-miss situation. And again, played it well. And back to within 3. Straight rack. Ball in the break. And, well, an ambitious shot in the 1. Yeah, that 3 ball is a guide for a shot in the 1. He's not interested, but he's not really got anything to work out there. The 1 ball wasn't meant to hit those balls, and the cue ball didn't find the hiding spot that he wanted to get it in. And now Slim's got a Spectredawn's got a testy one into the middle if he wants to have a go at it. Of course he's going to have a go. Check the cue ball up, straight in 3, and of course now, let's have a look. He's going to be big drawing around the angles to try and get across and do something with the 4. And it's going to be the bank. The 5's going to end up being played long if he gets the bank, unless he's prepared to try and run the cue ball at the same time. If he's going to do that, he's going to, well, he hasn't hit it with the pace. He wants to play the bank and leave that straight 5. That was a good shot. But once again, there is still a glimmer of light for Slim, unless Spectredawn gets right up into the table, as he has done, and can get the cut in the 6. And that will seal the deal for this rack. How's that other match going, or is it finished as well in the snooker? The Selby Mark Allen match, is that still going on? Anybody know? because I would like to see a bit of that before I go to bed. Not that I'm going to have the chance to see a lot of it, but I wouldn't mind a frame if it's still going on. But meanwhile, $13.70 Selby. Oh well. Well, that kills that idea then. It's going to be straight to bed then. Oh well. Well, good evening to Sid. And good evening and thank you to anybody else that's joined us. We've got Spectredawn 2 racks away from a potential match with Bedhead or Real Poland Power Stub, which I think is for the hot seat match after this. I'm pretty certain it is. Now, what's he done here that he's going to have to jump out and bail out with this? Well, if he gets this sweep, it's going past the 5. And of course he has done. Excellent. Nudges a 9 out of the way, leaves himself nice angle on the 5. Where was the problem? The only thing that will go wrong here is going scratching the left middle pocket, and he's underhit that to take that out of the equation. Left himself the high cut in the 6, plenty of room to go on the 7, and this rack is over. Bedhead 19, Stub 14. Whoa, cue ball. I think he's okay. So, it's relentless in one way that Spectredawn does not want to be beaten. That's become apparent. Slim's been within touching distance a couple of times, but it's been snuffled out. Cue ball scratched this time though, and I think Slim. We need to hark back to the fact that Slim refused the run out and went for the combo on the 9, and has paid dearly for it. He's paid big time. He should have ran that rack, and things could have been a bit different right now. But it's all done and dusted. That's the decision you make. And Slim just looking to make the score look a wee bit more respectable. If he can pinch this one. But I think if Slim had got a better luck in the, on the break, I think it could have helped his game, but that was not to be, and that's something you just cannot predict. But certainly get very little going for him in the break. The odd error here and there, as is to be expected. Again, bearing in mind a much less table time than his opponent in recent times. Well, this will just be a straight roll in for the short side of the 9 and a roll across the cushion, so it's one that's been saved. Well, I'll tell you what I'm hoping in the Bedhead Stub match. I'm hoping Bedhead doesn't suddenly fall apart and come off the rails, because he's been playing pretty good from what I've seen. And what I don't want to see is Bedhead capitulating and falling flat in his face and giving it to Stubb. That's what I don't want to see. Stubb, we don't need that sort of language. I've got moderators in place that can deal with that. This is a PG-13 stream. Well, Spectredawn is looking to put Slim out of his misery. It's been miserable as far as the break goes for Slim. And the gap is fair enough at the end of the day. This is a toughie though. Again, not a problem. So drop down behind the 7. And Spectredawn is going to march on. Unbeaten on the one loss side. Well, again, he's gone awkward here. Just a little awkward. And he's going to finish square in the 9, but he should be cutting this in for the match. This for a 19-14 win for Spectredawn over Onepocketslim, and of course Onepocketslim moves over to the minefield that is the one loss side. So well done to Spectredawn, and good luck in the rest of the tournament for Onepocketslim. Now let's have a quick look at that bracket. I'll put that to there, refresh view. So we see that Spectredawn lies in wait for the winner of the match. Tomorrow night at 8 PM British Summer Time, 3 PM Eastern Standard Time, noon Pacific Time. And that's Bedhead from Sweden and Stubb from the USA. That will be our match tomorrow night, folks. Let's have a quick look at the stats to see how they changed. Or they've changed. We go to the racks run. We see Albinari at the top, Cobra second, Stubb third, Mal fourth, Airpig joint, and Spectredawn up in 18. And Onepocketslim way down there in 8. So Bill's got a couple of racks or 3 racks to go on. Albinario's got how many? 2 or 1 on top of that. So he's got like a 2 rack gap at the moment. And that is it, folks. So I hope you can join us tomorrow night for the big one as far as Stubb's concerned. And Bedhead, race to 19. I'll be there. I hope you can join me. If you can't, you will always be able to see the match on YouTube. It will be there. It will be in the last video streamed. It will also be in the playlist for the tournament. So till then, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll bid you good night.